Cool. All right. Well, hey, welcome everybody to DCI's episode number 2. We made it. Congratulations. We've actually made it to our second episode, but wanted to walk back to begin with just a couple quick snapshots. In case you missed the first episode, we went through the origin story of DCI. Actually, we went through the origin story of Brad, too, a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
In the card world, so that was good. We talked about a little bit of the current state of where we're at from a business, not the state of the hobby market, but us as a business. And then we talked a little bit about the future plans at DCI. So if you haven't already watched that episode, please go back to episode 1. Start there, watch that one. It's really, really good. And then we want to talk about what we're going to get into today. So a little bit different episode today. Our goal here is we're going to do an update of some events, some planning, different shows that we're going to be at. We just want you guys to know. Obviously, those things are time sensitive, but we're going to talk about a really big event coming up here in the next week. And then the other thing that we're going to do, we're going to try something different. Top 3 card stories of the week. So just so you guys know, Brad has not been briefed with these. So this is going to be off the cuff, some interesting stuff. So hopefully it'll all be card and sports related. So we're going to get your hot takes on it.
Yeah, I have no idea what we're talking about.
This is going to be great.
Nothing.
So I think you'll like them. You'll appreciate them. So did a lot of research on these. So very important. All right. So let's talk about the biggest upcoming event that we have is the Mint Collective. So if you guys haven't checked this out, mintcollective.com, I believe it is. Huge show being presented by eBay. Our friends at Collectible were involved in it.
And it's actually themintcollective.com. You got to put the in there. It takes you to something else.
What does it take you to?
I don't know. Some other site, but it's not the show. So
got it. Okay. So that's out in Las Vegas at the MGM Grand.
Yep.
A really cool event. I think there's very limited tickets left. They probably have normal tickets, but what are they called? The signature tickets are the big ones. Those are the big money tickets. So you get into a bunch of after hours events. You get, there's some speeches by Dana White. There's a bunch of stuff coming up. So that's going to be a great event. Yours truly, what'd you call me? Love Doctor?
The Love Doctor.
Okay, cool.
Right there. That's the Love Doctor, by the way.
Yeah, not him. Anyway, so I will
sexy.
Oh boy, here we go again. We got to stop inflating his ego, everybody. So I am moderating a panel there, which I'm super excited about. So that's going to be a grading panel. So that'll be interesting. So we have SGC, CSG, PSA, and Beckett all on that. So that's going to be a fun panel. So
I am super excited for that, by the way, because I want to see how you pull them back in as they dodge the questions, because they're trained to dodge questions and dance around the actual question you're asking them. So I'm really interested to sit in there and listen to how you redirect them and bring them back to the question or the topic that we're on.
Very cool. I'm interested in it as well. And actually, one thing while we're on it, if you don't already follow us on Instagram or any of our social media, DCI Grading is all of our social media. But why I bring this up, obviously we want your follows, we want your shares. That's important. But second thing is every single day we've been putting up to ask for questions that people want me to be able to ask in that moderation panel. And we've gotten some really good questions back from our folks that follow us at DCI Grading. So keep sending those in. This event is not until next Saturday. So you have a little bit over a week and a half to get those in. So keep sending in those questions. We're going to do those intentionally, and we're going to do call outs and shout outs, and we're going to try to do social media posts and tag you back in it. So really awesome. So we're excited about that event.
Awesome.
Other than that, we have a ton of shows coming up in April and beyond. So follow us on social. You'll see all the records of that. So you got anything else before we jump into these 3 stories?
No, let's go.
All right. Here we go, everybody. So very first story up is Tom Brady's last touchdown football sold for $518,628. That's a lot of money.
That's pretty good
for his last football.
That sold hours before.
Yes. His on retirement.
Yes.
How would you feel about that? You're a high-end collector. How would you feel about that?
I'd be pissed. I'm going to tell you right now, pissed off. I would really have to have a conversation with that auction house or wherever I bought that from. That's not his last touchdown pass or not his last touchdown ball. That we need to renegotiate those terms, because there is no way that I think I would pay. I know I wouldn't. I wouldn't pay $500,000 for the so-called last touchdown pass.
Yeah.
What I think honestly happened though.
Sure.
Just real quick.
Yep.
I think Tom Brady bought that ball unanimously. I mean, where nobody knows, behind the scenes. I think he knew he was going to come back, and he saw that ball, and he's the one that bought it to avoid anybody else getting stuck with that $500,000.
Interesting. Okay, so that's a little conspiracy theory here.
That's right.
I like that. Now, if he did that, do you think that's his last ball for the Bucs, or do you think he's going to go somewhere else? What do you think?
I think he goes to San Francisco, to be quite honest with you. I think and I'm not a 49ers fan. I do not like the 49ers at all. But I think that's where he goes. And the reason being is, one, Tampa Bay is losing so many of their talented athletes on the team. Tom Brady has got I think he makes it his farewell. The fans want that. But he's not going to be on a team that's going to rebuild. And the 49ers have a really good team, and they need a quarterback. Jimmy G is not the quarterback for that team. And Trey Lance is not going to be the quarterback of that team. But Tom Brady could definitely take that team to the Super Bowl.
If there was any other place for Brady to potentially end up, do you see any other place that he might be willing to go? Or should go, I guess, based on talent.
That's like the first place that I think of.
Okay.
Is him going to San Francisco. I don't know if there's another. I mean, I'm sure there's a couple other teams out there. There's several teams out there that need quarterback help.
Sure.
I need him to stay out of Seattle, Washington, though. Jacob Eason, I need your tail on the field.
That's true. For anyone that's been following us for a long time, Brad has been high on Jacob Eason for a long time. So, yes, you could use that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah. All right. Any other things you want to talk about Brady? You're a big Brady fan, so any other Brady?
I think Brady. I mean, I've come to respect Brady over the years. Now, I'm a huge Peyton Manning fan. Peyton Manning is my guy, and now that he's going to be at Mint next week, I'm super excited. Peyton, we need to grab a beer. No, can't get a beer because I'm on 75 hard. Peyton, just need to have a conversation with you. Okay. Really respect him, but Peyton Manning's my guy. Tom Brady, I've grown to respect over the years because, I mean, dadgum, he's done it. He's been consistent for so long, and 7 Super Bowls pretty much speak for themselves.
True.
So, and if you go and look at statistics, he lost in the playoffs. Somebody posted it the other day I saw. He had a playoff loss. The next year he won a Super Bowl. The next year was a playoff loss. The next year he won a Super Bowl. The next year was a playoff loss. The next year he won a Super Bowl. Last year was a playoff loss. This year's a Super Bowl. So when you're in Vegas, go place your bets on whatever team Tom Brady is on because chances are they may win the Super Bowl.
So would you do an early bet on the 49ers right now off the potential trade?
I'm probably going to do that when I'm in Vegas.
Oh, well, good thing we're going there soon.
I'm probably going to place that bet. I'm also going to place a bet on the Cardinals as a backup to win the Super Bowl, and that's just going statistics-wise for the last 2 years. The home team hosting the Super Bowl has won the Super Bowl the last 2 years.
Now, that's an interesting one because if I remember correctly, up until the Bucs game, no home team, I think, had ever even played in their own Super Bowl that was being hosted. So, and I mean, the Cardinals are good. The Cardinals are good. They were really good last year until I think Kyler Murray went down for a few games. But other than that, they're solid. So, yeah, he's a really good quarterback. So, all right, cool. That was story number 1. So story number 2, we're going to stay in the QB world, and we're actually going to come to Texas now. So Deshaun Watson is the next story.
Did you really just say Deshaun Watson?
Yeah, I did. This is going to be a great one. Ready?
Okay.
Ready? All right. So announced on Sunday, Deshaun Watson will not be facing any criminal charges over the sexual assault allegations against him. He still has not criminal, but civil that he'll have to deal with. Obviously, he was off the field all last year. But what is the collector's view of Deshaun Watson in the market now? What's your impression of him?
I mean, there's a lot of collectors that are turned off to, these allegations that have been put on him. I mean, it is 22 or 23, one or the other. I mean, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Now, on the same note, I do understand that, one comes out, somebody else comes out, and they all try to team up on somebody that, who's got millions of dollars to try to, capitalize on that. I don't know if that's the case or not. I really don't care. But as far as the hobby goes, there's so many people that's turned off to his market just because of that stain now he has on his resume or on him personally. That's just going to turn people. It's the same way that I'm turned off to other athletes, just by things they've done in the past that I don't agree with, and therefore I don't have no use for them. Yeah. Deshaun Watson is a phenomenal athlete, though. I mean, he is a great athlete. But as far as the hobby goes, I mean, you're going to still see people in this hobby. People are still going to go out and they're going to try to buy and capitalize on the opportunity of him starting somewhere and try to make the money. Because the way a lot of people look at that is, I'm making money on it. I don't care what he did.
Sure.
So,
yeah. Interesting. Yeah. As of right now, as of the time of filming this, I think some of his, if we talk a PSA 10 Silver Prism from 2017. Yeah, 2017, up about 108%, 109% at this point. So obviously it is jumping up. But again, I think, as you said, he's going to continue to face the thought process of that, in the hobby. Now, maybe he can turn his life around and that kind of stuff. It doesn't take away from the allegations that were there. But again, what does that look like going forward? So cool.
I know his Prism Gold. I had an opportunity to buy it probably 4 months ago. Prism Gold, and he had an NT RPA to 99 that was on PWCC's marketplace. And I messaged Jesse about it, and Jesse's exact response about that was, "Yeah, I don't care for Watson market." But those two cards sold combined for $10,000.
Wow.
For the Gold Prism and the NT RPA.
Yeah.
So I know I saw some people at the show. That same guy that bought it was a BGS 9 graded.
Okay.
The same one that bought the BGS 9 graded gold turned around and stuck it back up. It's probably still on eBay right now, but it was on there for like $25,000.
Sure.
But he paid less than $5,000 for it.
Got it.
So he immediately looked at it as an investment for a future, that he knew that Deshaun Watson was going to come back, and so he felt that it was a good hold for him. He didn't want to move it. Which, if you bought then, that's great. If you're buying now, I think it's I don't know that you're going to make that.
Yeah, that makes sense. So it was for him. It was a $5,000 risk reward.
Absolutely, and that's why I considered it at the time. But then I just decided, you know what, I'm not gonna
get involved with it.
I'm not gonna mess with it.
That makes sense. All right, story number 3 here. So we want to go to some free agency talk. So we want to talk about some of the players that have made changes in free agency. So first one up, you kind of alluded to this one earlier, but Russell Wilson traded from Seattle to Denver, which opened up the potential for Jacob Eason in Seattle to be able to get some looks. But any thoughts around the Seattle to Denver trade, Russell Wilson, what that looked like, or his new potential team in Denver?
Well, again, Jacob Eason. Follow you on Instagram. I need to see you working out and preparing for this next season, not hanging out in Long Beach, California, or wherever you are, having drinks with your girlfriend, or wife, fiance, whatever she is. Let's go, boy. Get on the field. Russell Wilson to Denver, I think, is a great move for Denver. Okay. Denver has talent there already. I mean, they've got a phenomenal talent in Jerry Jeudy. I think I saw this morning now Melvin Gordon got traded, didn't he? He's not on that team, is he anymore?
No, I don't think so. Cortland Sutton's still there.
Yep. So I mean, they've got some good talent around them,
sure,
defensively and offensively, and I think that's a real boost for Russell Wilson in Denver. Compared
to his old team.
Compared to his old team, absolutely. Yeah. I think he does really well there in Denver.
Gotcha. You think that Drew Lock's going to end up being the starter for Seattle then?
I don't.
Because that was a flip-flop.
Jacob Eason's going to be the starter.
There you go. Give one more shout out there.
Seattle.
All right. Next one up, I know that you had some stuff from this guy. So Mitchell Trubisky, Buffalo to Pittsburgh. Obviously, you ended up with a hole in Pittsburgh with Ben Roethlisberger. So what do you think about Trubisky?
I have some really good cards on Mitchell Trubisky that I've held for the last year. I've got gold prisms on him, number to 10. I've got some, NTRPAs. I've got some flawless. I like Mitchell Trubisky. I liked him. I think he's a good athlete. I liked him when he was in Chicago. him getting traded to Buffalo, I knew he wasn't going to get an opportunity to play behind Josh Allen. Josh Allen's just a much better talent than he is.
Allen's a stud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do believe Mitchell Trubisky makes a big difference in Pittsburgh. He's a heck of a lot better than any options they had in Pittsburgh. The only thing Pittsburgh's got to go out and get some better offensive weapons for him, because if not, he's going to have some of the same offensive people that he had in Chicago before he was traded to Buffalo. So, but I think he's as far as mobility, he's a lot more mobile than Big Ben was. Mm-hmm. He's got a bigger arm. He can throw the ball better than Ben. So I think he's going to do well. I think he'll do well.
So they can hopefully continue to build around him.
Absolutely.
Cool.
So as the season gets closer, I'll probably move some of my Mitchell Trubisky's.
Got it. Well, let's hopefully he has a good season then. Let's walk into a little bit of stuff in Dallas. So obviously we're here in Dallas, so they made a couple things, some maybe questionable, some more interesting. But so Randy Gregory chose to go to Denver over re-signing with Dallas. Any thoughts on that, or care either direction?
I don't care.
Okay. What about Amari Cooper?
I'm not a Dallas Cowboy fan at all.
Do you care about Amari Cooper?
Amari Cooper? Yeah. He's a Cowboy. He was a Cowboy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care nothing about that.
Well, cool. That was a quick one. Why are we in Dallas? No, anyway. So, hey, we appreciate you guys. Again, this is just a little bit of a different way that we're going to do it. We're going to do some of these sometimes. We're going to try a few different shows out. We're going to bring our graders in. At some point, we'll have some special guests and stuff like that. We're going to be shooting a ton of content out at Mint. So if you are in the hobby, if you watch us, A, we appreciate you. B, come and see us out at Mint. So we're actually going to bring all of our podcast stuff. We are going to be shooting multiple episodes at Mint. We're going to pull in a lot of people from the hobby to do those. So if you happen to be there, come say hi. Maybe we can get you on a short episode.
And I have one thing. In Mint, in Vegas, we are going to be unveiling our new slab.
I didn't know we were going to talk about that yet.
We are.
Okay. All right. Well, go ahead. How are we going to unveil it? What's your plan?
We're going to show it off in Vegas.
Nice.
So we're going to cover that thing up, and we will uncover it on Saturday at the Mint Collective.
Perfect. Can't wait to see it.
Yep.
So, again, come see us at Mint Collective if you're going to be in Vegas. If not, come and see us at a different show. Make sure you follow us on all of our social. It's always at DCI Grading, as well as thank you for coming to the YouTube show and the podcast. Take care. Have a great day.
Big Sexy out.